As a court pleases, my lord, just before
Yeah.
Advocate Numalo starts with his cross-examination, just two brief points. The first one, my lord, refers to some logistical arrangements. One of the court officials, Mr. Jonas, is not available after lunch. He's got to sit on the shortlisting panel
Oh, I see.
for an interpreter, and the session commences at 14:30.
Okay.
14:30, and he says, my lord, he couldn't get a replacement, so we might be constrained to sit until about 2:15 or so this afternoon.
And then what happens to the lunch hour?
Well, the accused are entitled to a meal break,
Yeah.
so we will have to still adjourn at 1 and then resume at 2, just briefly, and then adjourn.
Okay, fine. I mean, it's
If
part of his duties.
yes.
So there's nothing the court can do but to support that arrangement.
Then the second point, my lord, just to correct the record.
Yeah.
Yesterday, Advocate Nisi put it to Brigadier Gininda
Yeah.
that he was not being candid with the court when he answered to his question that the section 205
Yes.
of accused number 3 for the number 07276686169 covering the period when the offense was committed,
Yeah.
when he testified that this information, the section 205 for that period covering October 2014,
We're not available.
was made available to him fairly recently
Yeah.
when this trial was underway.
Yeah.
We maintained yesterday, my lord, that Advocate Mnisi is mistaken, and we say this with the greatest of respect. We mentioned that this information became available just before Ms. Faithillingham testified,
Yes.
and we have had a look at the record. On the 15th of May 2024, on page 1 of the record, line 18, we address the court as follows. Then, when we adjourned at the previous occasion, we indicated that we have received the call-related data of accused 3, which we then shared with our colleagues. That Colonel Hose then went and compiled a further affidavit arising from the call data of accused number 3, and that that morning of the 15th of May, we had finished the additional statement of Colonel Hose. And when we look, and there are emails available between us and Ms. Faithillingham on the 8th of May 2024, wherein we request the call-related data of accused number 3.
Yeah, just put that on record because Mr. Mnisi says you gave that information long time ago when he was preparing for the case. Meaning before July last year.
Yeah, on the 8th of May 2024, Dr. Sibanda writes an email to me asking that Ms. Faithillingham should forward to the section 205 of Gadlan Nube number 072-766-8169, and saying he wants to, or that we need to zoom in on the movements of accused number 3 on the 26th of October 2014. I then sent on the same day, 8 May 2024, an email to Ms. Pinkified Thillingham, and asking her to share the section 25 or call-related data of Nube accused number 3, so that we can scrutinize his movement at the time of the commission of the offense. As I say, this is all happening on the 8th of May 2024, and we have the emails to prove that. Then we mentioned yesterday that Exhibit G1 covers the period, and this we see on the cover page of Exhibit G1. It says the nature of the information required. This is now the, it's a subpoena in terms of Section 205 that is addressed to Vodacom. It is mentioned by the investigating officer in that case on the 5th of March 2015. He says the nature of the information required from Vodacom is as follows. It says the MSISDN profile, RICA ownership information, tower information, IMEI profile and billing from 23 October 2014 to 25 January 2015 of this number 072-766-8169. This is now the period that Brigadier Gininda mentioned that we did not have information for this specific period, and for which he was then labeled as being, and I'm not going to repeat the word, but implying that he's less than candid with the court. Further on, in Exhibit G1, there's an affidavit of Ms. Thillingham, wherein she states in paragraph 7, this certifies that Vodacom has received a subpoena in terms of Section 205 from the South African Police Service, and she gives the reference number GP JHB for Johannesburg 50/3/2015, Phosphorus CAS 103/12/2014, and the investigating officer is Constable Dlamini. Then when we look at Exhibit D in brackets 5C, this is now the affidavit of Lieutenant Colonel Halls, that he had to amend after receiving this additional information as per Exhibit G in brackets 1. This we see in Exhibit DD5 in bracket C, paragraph 3. He says on 8 May 2024, this is now the date to which email correspondence between us and Ms. Thillingham refers. And he says, I was contacted by Brigadier Gininda from Cold Case Unit to assist on the analysis of Section 25 of Phosphorus CAS 63610/2014, and he says on 9 May 2024, I received a sealed forensic bag with seal number PA 5001309-432 from Sergeant Mohola Mark Phosphorus 63610/2014 murder. The bag was not opened and or tampered with. And he says he opened the forensic bag and it had 2 DVDs marked Johannesburg 50/3/2015. This is the reference, my lord, that appears on Exhibit Triple G1.
Yeah.
And he says the intention and scope of this analysis and request from the investigator was to determine the following: if there were any communication between this number of accused number 3, 0727668169, and the other accused before court. So in brief, Lieutenant Colonel Ho says he received this additional information, as a result of which he then had to amend his affidavit. We therefore submit, my lord, that the very serious assertion that Advocate Nisi made against Brigadier Gininda was unfounded and unjustified, and we submit, my lord, that that assertion ought to be withdrawn. As the court pleases.
Yes, Mr. Minister.
As it is the court, my lord. My lord, if I were state, I would actually not be pursuing this line of argument, because simply it exposes the inefficiency in the nature of the investigation in this case. And I'm going to request the court to listen to me as it did when the state was making their own submission. Number one, the reason why I'm saying that, my lord, in 2015, accused number one's phone gets confiscated. Subsequent thereto, they are able to get some downloads from his phone. Same phone that is confiscated in 2015. In 2020, accused number 3 and others get arrested. This case, it's got an investigating officer, a team of investigating officers that are assisted by prosecutors. None of those members having it in their mind that, look, because in 2015, accused number 3's phone was confiscated when we were able to get some downloads in the very same phone. When they were investigating this case, we were able to get some downloads in this phone which talk about the date of the 26th of October 2014. Let us also check his movement or the movement of his phone on that particular day through the section 205. They don't do that, my lord. Now they want to make a meal out of the fact that I've said that this information was made available even before the inception of the trial. That is not the point. The point has got to do with the quality of investigation of this case. But as I'm saying, if I prosecute, I will not be pursuing that argument, my lord. But nonetheless, as to whether or not that information was received at the inception of the trial or later on through the testimony of Mrs. Vittilingam is neither here nor there. What is important is what is contained in that section 205. Because whether it was made available at the inception of the trial or it is made available through the testimony of Mrs. Vittilingam where the matter has already started, I don't think the information would have changed. That is all that this court needs to decide on whether that information bears some kind of relevance insofar as accused number 3's involvement in this case is concerned, my lord. All these other issues are just collateral issues which will actually not assist this court in the determination that this court will want to, that this court needs to do, my lord. Thank you very much.
Advocate Nisi cannot run away from this simple fact and is trying to distract from the real issues. He made this very serious allegation yesterday when it's not about the investigation at all. Brigadier Gininda testified yesterday that he received Exhibit Triple G1 fairly recently when this trial was underway, and Advocate Nisi then branded him. The term that he used is dishonest. Now, we are showing that he's incorrect in that regard. Now, instead of just accepting that as far as that narrow aspect is concerned, he might have been mistaken. This information was not made available then. The only information that was made available at the time, as we made the point yesterday, was data from the 14th of November 2014. And Brigadier Gininda testified that they did try to get hold of the call-related data for accused number 3, but that they were given only call-related data from the 14th of November 2014, and we have submitted proof in this regard, and that is the information on which Colonel Steyn Steyn.
Oh, Steyn,
Yeah, Steyn based his, his affidavit on. Now, yesterday, Advocate Nisi undertook to go to his chambers and to find this exhibit G1. He came back and said he couldn't find it. Now, all we are saying, my lord, is that it was unfair and uncalled for to brand Brigadier Gininda as being dishonest when all this information indicates that indeed this information was obtained after the 8th of May 2024. That is the crux of the matter.
So, Mr. Nisi, you don't admit that you made a mistake by branding the brigadier as incorrect when he said he only found the section 205 of accused number 3 at the time, just after Ms. Pingy Tellingham had testified or was testifying.
I'm not so sure whether, my lord, whether I use the word incorrect.
Okay, fine. We're going to waste time. The court apologizes for you on any judgment which was said to have been cast on you that you are dishonest in making that statement. Okay? Right, let's begin. Yes,
Thank you, my lord. Brigadier, there is one aspect that I wish to converse from you before I proceed with my cross-examination, the issue of the warning statements. Were you able to secure them? Because yesterday you said they were not available. The reason why I want to know is because I also want to go through the warning statements.
Yes, indeed, my lord. So what I was able to find, and I've made bundles. I've made 8 copies, my lord, so that in the event it must go to the court, the state prosecutor and the defense, they can share this. And I do have indeed a confirmation that these warning statements are different compared to the booklet that was referred to. So the first bundle that I have is coming from Crafrinet. And this warning statement, my lord, I can indicate that they were obtained last week. One of my members was conducting investigation in the Western Cape, and I asked her to pass Lieutenant Colonel Roth in those stations and see what warning statements can he get that they are using. So the booklets, we've made copies of the booklet, meaning the one that Advocate Mnisi was referring me to, which is part of the warning statement. But the bundle that differs, which I will deal with, the first one is from Crafrinet. So I've made 8 copies, which is different from the previous one.
Kulokho ke beceliwe-ke ngaphambi kwalokho ke simdlule njelana ke udaba belusadingidwa-ke udaba lwayizolo-ke la u-Advocate Mnisi kukhona-ke akushilo-ke la kuyena-ke ubrigadier umbuso usuyavela-ke manje uthi-ke banama-emails abanawo atshengisayo ukuthi kwakungeyi-8 kuzikaMeyi kuwona lo nyaka uma-ke uDr Sibanda ecela yena-ke u-Advocate Baloyi ukuthi akhulume naye-ke uPinky Tellingham mayelana nalo-ke lolu daba lolu. So bebecela nje ukuthi-ke kuloko bekushilo-ke u-Advocate Mnisi ukuthi-ke akaxoliseke ngoba kuyatholakala ukuthi lokho akushilo bekungasilona iqiniso, kodwa-ke kwenzekanga ngaleyo ndlela bengithi nje angidluleke lapho. Kulama warning statements-ke bekhulunyiwe ngawo-ke uyasho-ke ubrigadier ukuthi-ke uza kwabo-ke ebesaye ngale-ke entshonalanga koloni noma-ke e-Western Cape undlulileke kunendawo okuthiwa i-Crafrinet eGafu ila athole khona-ke amanye uwenzile amakhophi uzonikeza-ke ngawo ukuthi-ke bawabone, okusho ukuthi-ke lama warning statements ebeceliwe kuthiwa-ke kusetshenziswa ahlukile akhona-ke manje.
The second one, my lord, is from Takama the police station, Damaskop, but it's the Gama police station, which is also different. I've also made same bundles, my lord.
elandelayo-ke ibuya-ke ku-police station kubhalwe la Dagamaskop.
Then the other bundle is from Boysens, which is in Johannesburg, south of Johannesburg, also different. I've also made bundles for these copies, my lord.
elandelayo ibuya-ke ku-police station yase-Boysens eseGoli, nayo-ke ihlukile, amakhophi akhona.
The fourth bundle is from Ennerdale, which is also south of Johannesburg. It's also different.
Nalena-ke ihlukile, yona-ke ibuya e-Ennerdale.
And then the other one, which is completed, I took it, my lord, for the ease of reference. It's from Nelspruit, which is in Mpumalanga, my lord.
Bese kuthi elandelayo-ke ibuya yona-ke eNaspoti eseMpumalanga.
So in essence, my lord, I've got 6 different warning statements. If you take the one that I was referred to, it will make them the 7 bundles. So these are different from different stations. If you take the 3M one that I was referred to as being the only warning statement, it will make the 7th one. So I've got the copies, my lord, 6 of them.
Okay, here, Mr. Copies. So what will be this exhibit number, Mr. Baloyi?
So just one other question. My lord, in the meantime, we'll be receiving the warning statements.
We'll try and keep them together with
Yeah, but let's have copies in the meantime.
ZZ, yes.
And we can
Dr. Sibanda is
work on the
busy just
annotations thereafter.
sorting them out.
Oh, I see, okay.
They will be in the ZZ series.
Maybe one still, that is still being done. The issue of the standing orders, Brigadier, did you manage to bring the standing orders?
No, I didn't, my lord, but I spoke to the policy section, my lord, so I'm trying to establish who's going to assist us, either from the policy section or the legal services with that aspect, so we can deal with it, I think, maybe in a day or two, my lord, once I get a person who is competent to speak to that division, my lord.
Mayelana-ke naloko kubizwa ukuthi-ke ama-standing orders noma-ke imigomo-ke esemaphoyiseni khona-ke engisakhulumile nabo sizobuyela-ke kulo daba kwilanga nje noma-ke amalanga amabili-ke ukusuka manje uma nje ngingathola umuntu okuyena ozongisiza mayelana nalokho.
My lord, may I make a suggestion that maybe we stand the matter down because we have to receive the warning statements.
Yeah, why can't we do it now?
It has to be separated in bundles for all
Yeah,
of us.
so what's...
So the court is going to sit.
No, let's do it now.
Okay, yes.
Because as I understand it, they're from different police stations. Grafrenet, Dagamas Square, Skop, sorry, Boysens, Ennerdale, and Nelspruit.
Correct, my lord.
Yeah, Boysens, yeah.
And Nelspruit as well.
Sorry, where are the television crew? I'm told there are problems.
Well,
Who's
we're
in
not-
charge of this?
We're not aware.
Have you sorted it out?
No one brought it to our attention.
Where's the gentleman who's in charge of this?
Yeah,
Is that you?
They're sitting
Who's in
outside.
charge?
They're sitting outside, my lord.
No, it's because the manager has complained that you guys, and when I say you guys, no disrespect intended, you are tapping electricity from the court's electricity. Are you with me? You haven't brought your own generator, in other words. Hello? You've been using? Yeah, no, it's not a problem. The only problem, wait. The only problem is the court manager was not advised or requested to give you that indulgence. Are you with me? And now he's excoriating the guy in charge of the infrastructure concerning electricity. And this gentleman came to see me to say you guys did not request permission. Alternatively, if you had problems, you did not seek assistance from them. You did what we do in Soweto. You breach the electricity. So you must talk to your gentlemen there. They must go and see the court manager. No? Please. All right. Are you through, sir? That's exercise. South Africa is an interesting country. In the news I was watching, I think citizens or residents of Lenasia, apparently they are alleged to have an illegally connected water from the mains of the city council. Something like that. That's the name of the place. Now when I was listening to some of the complaints, the residents are saying, the city council must come and connect our electricity. I mean, they must come and collect water. The fact that we collected illegally or what is neither here nor there. It's a funamans. Did you see that clip?
We did, my lord.
Yeah, they say they want water. You mustn't tell them about it. But it's 7 years we've been doing it illegally. So what's your problem now? Hey, yeah. Charlotte Ashe, yeah, that is the name of the settlement.
My lord, I suggest that I proceed in the meantime.
How can this thing take long?
We're just sorting out the bundles.
Okay, fine. Let's proceed then. We'll sort them out later because that. Yes, Mr. Umalo.
Brigadier, what I want to understand from you is in respect of the arrest of accused number 2.
Thank you, my lord. Yes, I'm listening, my lord.
Yes. So the evidence on record, Brigadier, is that accused number 2 was arrested on the 16th of June 2020 by Detective Sergeants Mohane and Mabena, and he was thereafter detained at Pretoria North Police Station.
I do recall that, my lord.
Engifisa ukuthi ngikwazi-ke kuwena-ke brigadier kumayelana nokuboshwa kwakhe umsolwa wesibili Ukufakazi-ke ukuthi waboshwa nge-16 zikaJune 2020 emva kwalokho waseyogcinwa-ke ePretoria North boshwa uyena-ke uMokgane kanye noMabhene yebo.
On the 17th of June 2020, accused number 2 was booked out of the Pretoria North police station cells, and thereafter is interviewed in the boardroom. Are you aware of that?
My Lord, I'm aware insofar as what was put to me. It was put to me that on the 17th of June, I was there when he was interviewed. And I said that is incorrect because I only saw him on the 18th. And so the issues of the 17th of June, I think can then be canvassed with Sergeant Mokhane because I was not there, my Lord.
Wasekuthi-ke ngazo i-17 zikaJune 2020 base bemkhipha-ke la ayevalelwe khona-ke kwayoba nenhlolo khona naye-ke e-boardroom. Uyakwazi yini lokho? Engikwaziyo yilokhu mina engikutsheliwe-ke uma bekushuwa-ke kumina-ke ukuthi ngangikhona ngasho ukuthi cha nge-17 angimbonanga. Lokho-ke kungabuzwa yena-ke uMokhane, mina uma ngimbona kwakunge-18 zikaJune 2020.
Even Detective Sergeant Mokhane did not inform you that on the 17th of June 2020 he had booked out accused number 2 from the Pretoria North police station for interview in the boardroom of that police station.
No, my Lord, and it would not be necessary. Remember, I've indicated to the court that there were cases that Mokhane was assigned to look at insofar as his investigation is concerned. He only brought the information to my attention that he was going to Northwest on the 18th to follow certain things and certain things insofar as this matter. That's when I then said I will meet him in Northwest, my Lord, in Carltonville specific on the 18th. So insofar as the matters that were assigned to him, he didn't need a permission from me. I mean, he's got a mandate, he's an investigating officer, so he could interview the person he had arrested and investigating without reporting to me, my Lord.
Ngabe-ke akazange akutshele yini uSergeant Mokhane ngokuthi-ke waba ne-interview noma inhlolo khona naye-ke ngeyi-17? Cha, futhi-ke sasingekho-ke isidingo salokho. Uzokhumbula-ke ukuthi-ke uSergeant Mokhane kunamacala-ke engikhulumile ngawo ukuthi kwakuyiwona-ke ayewaphenya-ke engasilona-ke leli noma ayengahlangene-ke naleli. Wase engazisa-ke engitshela-ke ukuthi ngazo i-18 zikaJune lezo uya-ke eNorthwest ehambelela-ke okuhlangene naleli-ke icala ila engasivuma khona-ke ukuthi ngizohlangana nabo-ke khona eNorthwest. Umphenyi naye-ke futhi-ke manje-ke besingekho isidingo sokuthi-ke acele imvume kumina.
On the 18th of June 2020, accused number 2 is booked out for investigations by Sergeant Mokhane. Sergeant Mokhane then traveled with the accused, that is accused number 2, to Western area in the Northwest for further investigation purposes, that is to follow the accused alibi. Is that correct?
I'm aware of that, my Lord. Yes, that's correct.
Nge-18 zikaJune 2020 wasemkhipha-ke uSergeant Mokhane umsolwa wesibili isizathu-ke ukuqhubeka-ke nophenyo uya naye-ke e-Western area. Uyakwazi lokho? Yebo-ke nolwazi lwakho lokho.
So, when the accused is booked out on the 18th of June 2020 for further investigations, it was in respect of which case?
It was in respect of the matters that Sergeant Mokhane was investigating, but then he told me that there's this assertion, but then I decided, my Lord, that I will go and interview the accused, because insofar as this matter was the leading investigating officer, so it was all the matters that Sergeant Mokhane was investigating insofar as I know, my Lord.
Uma-ke emkhipha ngazo i-18 zikaJune-ke wayemkhiphela amanye-ke amaqala la ayewaphenya yena-ke uSergeant Mokhane, kodwa wase engitshela-ke ukuthi-ke kunalolu daba olukhona-ke ila engathatha isinqumo khona ukuthi ngizohlangana nabo khona-ke eNorthwest ngoba-ke kuyimina ohola ithimba eliphenyayo kuleli icala.
So, amongst the matters that Sergeant Mokhane was going to investigate on the 18th of June 2020, which made you to say we are also going to come, was in this case?
Was in relation to this matter. My Lord, it should be prudent or maybe recall that my interest insofar as the two accused was in relation to this matter. The other matters, my Lord, were picked up on the cold case analysis and assigned accordingly to the relevant investigating officers.
manje ke uma ke ekhishwa ke nge-18 noma ke eyophenya ke nge-18 kwakumala namanye amacala leli lana ayowaphenya noma naleli futhi yilawo amacala ayowaphenya waseshoka ukuthi naleli ke khona kudouble velileke futhi ke kuzofanele kwaziweke noma kukhunjulweke ukuthi mina ke enganginakileke noma ngangendaba nako ke abasolwa ababili laba mayelana naleli icala.
Sergeant Mokhane told this court that on the 18th of June 2020, he informed you that they were proceeding to Western area in the company of the accused. Do you confirm that?
Yes, I confirm. That is why, my lord, I joined them, because I had knowledge that they would be in Carltonville. I was aware, my lord.
Ngangazi ke ingakho ke ngase nami ke ngiya khona ke ngoba ngangazi ke ukuthi babeya eCarltonville.
When he informed you, Brigadier, that he was proceeding to Western area in the company of the accused, where were you?
My lord, I was in Gauteng. I just don't recall where, but I was perhaps even here in Pretoria, but I was not in that province, my lord. I was around here, my lord.
Ngangikhona lana ke eGoli noma ngazi ukuthi angikuphi nendawo kodwa ngangi la eGoli.
Besides telling Sergeant Mokhane after he informed you that he was proceeding to Western area with the accused, what did you say to him?
No, but my lord, I won't recall that. All I know is that there was an understanding that I will meet him in Western area, and I met him in Western area with the accused, my lord, with the accused too.
Ukuthi ke ngathini ke na ke Mokhane angikhumbuleke lokho ngaziyo ukuthi kwaba khona ke nje isivumelwano phakathi kwami naye ukuthi ke zohlangana nabo ke khona eWestern area kanye naye umsolo wesibili.
According to Sergeant Mokhane, you told him that we are also coming. You will meet at Western area as you also wanted to interview the accused. That is accused number 2.
My lord, that's what I just said. There was an understanding that we will meet in Western area with accused too, my lord.
Ikona ke lokho engiqeda ukusho ke manje ukuthi ke sikwaba kunalesi sivumelwano ke ukuthi ngizohlangana nabo ke eWestern area kanye naye ke umsolo wesibili.
It doesn't end there, Brigadier. You also said that you also wanted to interview the accused.
My lord, I've also said that my only interest insofar as these two accused were in relation to this matter. So naturally, when you engage them, it will be a formal engagement, my lord. So what I said, I don't recall what words I used, but there was the understanding that we will meet in Carltonville in relation to accused two, my lord. And so naturally, yes, there would have been an engagement with myself and accused two. But what I said, I don't remember the exact wording, except that there was this understanding that I will meet him in Carltonville with accused number 2.
Agcine lapho ke Brigadier uqhubeke athi ke Mokhane wena wathi ke nawe uyafisa ukuthi ke ukhulume naye ke noma ube ne-interview naye umsola yilokho ke engiqeda ukusho noma ukuvuma ke uma ngithi nje angazi ngithi angazi ukuthi iwaphi ke amazwi ekuyiwona engawasebenzisa kodwa ke isivumelwano kwakuwukuthi ngizohlangana nabo eWestern area bese kuba khona ke ukuxoxisana noma ukukhulumisana phakathi kwami naye ke umsolwa wesibili.
Brigadier, you also confirmed the issue of the interview in your affidavit that you deposed on the 15th of October 2023 at 1900 hours 40 minutes. That is some 3 years later after the incident of the 18th of October 18th of June 2020. You confirmed this. You said you're also coming to interview the accused. Do you recall that?
My lord, I'm not disputing that. I think the question was asked differently. I was asked what words did I use, and I said I don't recall. That's some years back, my lord, the verbatism of what was used. But I do not dispute that between myself and Sergeant Mokhane, there was this understanding that I will be joining them in Carltonville in relation for me to engage with accused too. I just don't remember the wording that I used, but my lord, one can take it that my presence of going there was to engage with accused too. So if the term interview was used by Sergeant Mokhane, I will not dispute it, because then I was going for that purpose, my lord.
Engishoyo noma ke umbuzo lana bekuwukuthi nje yiwapi amagama engawasebenzisa angikuphikile lokho uma kuwukuthi ke ngangiyele lapho ke inhloso noma ke uMokhane uthe ngangiyom-interview noma ngiyoba nenhlolo khona nomsolo wesibili ke ukuthi nje ngithe angisakhumbula ukuthi yiwapi amagama ekuyiwona engawasebenzisa.
Brigadier, I'm going to refer you to the affidavit that you made, your affidavit which you made or documented on the 15th of October 2023 at 1900 hours 40. I'm not going to hand this affidavit for the record purposes. I'm going to refer you to paragraph 10 of the affidavit. Maybe before I proceed, I'm going to hand you this copy of the affidavit in order for you to confirm the signature as well as the signature or the names of the Commission of Votes. It is a typed version of the affidavit that you made on the 15th of October 2023. So, Brigadier, to confirm the signature that is appearing on the last page of the affidavit as your signature.
Yes, I do confirm it, my lord.
Yebo ngiqinisekisa ukuthi signature ekhona ke lana eyami.
You also confirm that that affidavit was made on the 15th of October 2023 at 1900 hours 40 minutes.
I do confirm, my lord.
Nokuthi ke kwakungeyi-15 ka-October 2023 isikhathi ke kwaku-1940 uma ke le statement esifungelwe phecelezi ke affidavit ngiyenza.
Do you also confirm that it is commissioned by the Commission of Oaths?
Yes, it was commissioned by Lieutenant Colonel Matoko, my lord.
Kwakuyena ke uLieutenant Colonel Mahloko ekuyena ke owasayinda noma amagama efungisa.
Thank you. So, Brigadier, for purposes of my cross-examination, I'm going to refer you to paragraph 10 of the affidavit. That is now in relation to the words, the interview, not the whole paragraph. It reads as follows, and I quote, "Accused number 2 was arrested by 2 members for a different matter. I proceeded to Westonaria to interview him. This was on or after the 16th of June 2020. Upon my arrival, I was introduced to him by both Sergeant Mohane and Mabena." Those quotations.
Am I supposed?
So you confirm, Brigadier, that the words interview do appear in your affidavit. That is the words as Sergeant Mohane told this court that you told him that you were coming to interview the accused.
My lord, I do confirm, but I think the question really, with greatest respect to Advocate Mnisi, was asked differently. What I was asked is, what did I tell Sergeant Mohane, not what was I going to do in Carletonville. That's not how the question was phrased. And when the name interview was then raised, I said, I will not dispute that, my lord, because I was going there indeed to engage with accused number 2. But the question was asked differently because I was asked, what is it myself did I tell Sergeant Mohane, not what was I going to do in relation to accused number 2. So there is no dispute insofar as me going to interview accused number 2, my lord.
Akukho ke lana ukuphikisana ke mala nami ke ngiya ke khona ke eWestern Area eCarletonville ngiyoba nenhlolo khona naye ke umsolwa wesibili ke ukuthi nje indlela ke umbuzo obuzwe ngayo ukuthi yiwaphi ke amagama asetshenziswa phakathi kwami noMohane, hayi ukuthi ngangiyothini mina khona lapho.
You also testified that when you arrived at Westonaria, you introduced, the accuser is introduced to you, and you also introduced yourself to the accused.
That is correct, my lord.
Kuyiqiniso ngishilo ukuthi mangifika ke khona lapho ngazithula ke kuyena naye ke wazithula kumina.
Where did this interview took place? The interview that you had with the accused? That is accused number 2.
In Carletonville, at Sibanya, not far from Sibanya mine, my lord.
Kwenzeka ke lokho ukuthi ngikhulumisane naye kumsolo wesibili eCarletonville kungakudeke nemayini ke eSibanye.
Where exactly
In the,
Cantonville?
I think I found them, my lord, in the parking lot, the security area. There's a security area there in Sibanya Mine, and I think I dealt with this part that after I questioned accused number 2 insofar as this incident, when he said he was at work on the 26th of October 2014, we then proceeded because it was close by, my lord. It was a walking distance. So where I spoke to him, where I found him parked, the mine itself was just a walking distance, my lord.
Lokhu uma umbuzo uthi ke kwenzeka kuphi nendawo ngishilo ke ngalokho ukuthi ke indawo la ekuphakwa khona noma ekumakhona ke izimoto kathi ke ngimbuza ke mala nalo daba ke ukuthi la nge-26 October 2014 kwakula imoto iphaka khona ke ku parking area ukusuka lapho ke uya ke emine kwakungekudeke.
So the interview took place in the vehicle. Is that what you are saying?
My lord,
Or somewhere there in the parking lot?
my lord, I think engaging someone, and I don't understand perhaps the term interview, because it should not be construed to be saying you're sitting down and writing. That is why I said I was introduced when I found him, my lord. I introduced myself. I warned him according to his rights. I dealt with this part, my lord, during the trial, within trial, and I engaged him insofar as this matter is concerned. So but it's not a type of an interview where you sit down with someone, take notes or write a warning statement or make a statement. It was not, but it was formal, my lord, because my engagement with him was on formal basis.
Uma ke khulunywa ngale gama ke interview noma ke ihlolo khona asikhulumi ke la umuntu ahlezi phansi khona ke uyabuza uyabhala phansi ke ngishilo ukuthi ngafika ke lapha ngazethula naye ke wethula kumina ke ngase ke ngikhuluma noma ke ngimbuza ke mayelana nalo daba lolo futhi ke ngamona noma ngamxwayisa futhi nangamalungelo akhe.
So I just want to get this clear, Brigadier. When you receive a call from Sergeant Mohane, wherever you are, or you were at that time of the call, proceeding to Western area. So when you receive a call, Sergeant Mohane is informing you that he had arrested accused number 2 and they were proceeding to Western area to do some investigations. And then you also, on the other hand, inform Sergeant Mohane that you were coming to interview the accused. So when you left the place wherever you were on that day, that is the 18th of June 2020, proceeding to Western area, you knew, you had formulated it in your mind that when you met or meet the accused in Western area, we were going to interview him.
My lord, so the first part, insofar as the arrest took place on the 16th. That's when I received the call, insofar as the arrest is concerned, was on the 16th. But coming back to the 18th, my lord, yes, I formulated in mind that I will be engaging. Now, when you engage or interview a person or speak to a person informal basis, my lord, it's not a formality that it must be at the police station. And I've dealt with this part, my lord, that it happened most of the time where you meet a witness on the street when incident has just happened. You can't say, don't tell me anything, let's go to the station and sit down and formalize the arrangement. The person, you engage a person, he will tell you this is what has happened, and then you can follow up on that, because I did not know what will be the responses of the accused. So I went there. What I knew is that there will be a formal engagement between myself and accused 2. It's only when I knew, my lord, in terms of his options, after he was warned according to his rights and his choices of what he wants to do, that then I started making arrangement for the formalities. This is now the obtaining of exhibit HA, I think it's HH, the first one, from Lieutenant Colonel Rapad, because then I was seized with information directly coming from him. Prior to that, my lord, I didn't know what you will say to me.
Yebo kona ke asiqale ke kudaba lonke 16 yebo ukuboshwa kwakhe ke waboshwa ngazo i16 uma ngitshelwa ke noma ngifonelwa ke ngangitshelwa ngokuboshwa kwakhe ngiyazo i16 base ukuthi ke manje ke nge18 yebo ke uma ngiya ke khona lapho ngaya ke sengazi ke noma ke sengistatule ke isinqumo kumina ukuthi ke ngiyokhulumisana noma ngiyoxoxisana ke naye, kodwa ke hayi kwakungasikona ke ukuthi ukuxoxisana nomuntu lokhu kokuthi uhlala phansi uyabhala bengikushilo ke lokhu nangaphambilini ke ukuthi kwenzeka ke la uhlangana khona nofakazi noma iwitness asikho isikhathi sokuthi manje uma kukhona xoxela kwantu uthi asambe siye police station uyalalela ke nakuyena ke umsola ngangazi ke ukuthi yini engangizoyitshela noma ke awayezongiphendula yona ke kamuva ke kokuthi angitshela lokho angitshela khona ke la engenza khona ke amalungiselelo la esengena khona ke uKenel Rapadu.
So, so my lord, at this stage, in essence, it was the investigation. It was right at the inception. It was right at the beginning of this matter. So it was more at an investigation stage. However, the interaction, because you have to tame the interaction as to what you're doing with this person. It was formal, and indeed there was exchange. So you cannot, I don't know any other terminology, my lord, except that you were interviewing the suspect. But the engagement was part of the investigation at an inception stage, because it was the first time I was then going to come across or came across accused 2 on the 18th of June 2020, my lord.
Futhi ke lana ke kwisigaba esasikusona ke kwakusesekuqaleni ke kwakusaphenywa ke kwakuyihlandla lokuqala ngizohlangana naye ke umsolwa wesibili ngakho ke kwakusewuphenyo ke lola olalwenzeka ngaleso sikhathi leso.
Insofar as the writing of whatever occurred there on the 18th of June 2020. By writing, do you mean the use of the statement regarding the interview with suspect form?
Yes, because I'm getting an impression, my lord, that that's where Advocate Nxumalo wants to go to say, and that is why my interaction was documented in the diary. That's why I'm saying it was more an investigation phase. It was at the beginning. You're meeting a person for the first time, so you can't go there carrying all manner of things because it's a first engagement. I do not know what this person will say and whether what he's going to say will actually link him or exonerate him in the matter. You're going there to say there is this person of interest that has been identified in the matter. You are now going to engage this person, but it's at the investigation stage. My understanding of the interview, when you now take a decision, for example, which was done in this matter, by the way, my lord, that a warning statement will be taken. Then there was that interview, and indeed, in terms of the warning statement, it was done where he signed, and then the person who took the warning statement, which I think is Sergeant Mohane, also signed on his part. Then that was done, but on a different date, my lord.
Lana ke sikhuluma ke ngokuthi ke manje bangishilo ukuthi kwayo kokuqala ke uyohlangana naye ke awazi ukuthi yini ke ozoyithola ingakho ke ngasebenzisa ke incwadi yami phecelezi ke idiary okuyiyona ke engibhala kuyona ke ngoba ke angeke uye lapha yana uphethe konke ke ngoba awazi ukuthi yini ezoshiwo lo muntu oyohlangana naye ke noma ukuthi khona azokusho okungihlanganisayo neqala leli noma ke azokusho okungamhlanganisi ke nalo icala leli ke yebo ke kwasaba khona ke isikhathi noma isigaba ke la khona ke kwakune warning statement wasayinda kanye naye ke futhi uSergeant Mohane wasayinda kodwa lokho kwenzeka ngelinye ilanga.
So what I'm saying, my lord, at that stage, because it was the initial stage, you go to such matters with an objective mind, not with a concluded mind, because I did not have anything except the statement of Absalom Zongo that points him to say he may have played a role in this matter. But when you embark on investigation, you try, this is what I do, my lord, to be as objective as possible, my lord.
Ngoba ke lapha yana angiyanga ke ngomqondo noma sekukhona ke kumileke noma engikwazi ke kodwa ke ngoba kwangekho ke okunganginako ngaphandle nje kwestatement lesi esasibuya ke na ke uAbsalom Zungu esasithi ke owaye ngaba ke nokubandakanyeka kulona ke icala leli.
The engagement, to use the word that you've just used, it will be you asking questions from accused number 2, and you will then respond to the questions that you pose to him.
Yes, formally, my lord. That's why I said it was not an unofficial engagement. It was formal, my lord. The notice of rights we engage, who I am, why I am there, my lord. So we spoke on formal basis, my lord.
Yebo ke kwakuyimina ke ngikhuluma naye noma ngixoxisana naye ke ukuthi ngiyamzombuza ke aphenduleke ingakho ngisebenziseke phecelezi legama lethi ke formal kwenza lokho ke ngisemsebenzini ke ngoba ke namalungelo akhe wawatshela noma ke kwafanele ngimxwayise ngawo.
Whatever that transpired on that day, the 18th of June 2020, was it written down? Did you make a statement on that day or some days after?
My lord, I think I dealt with this part, that I made a diary which with regard to the summary of what happened, and then subsequently I think in my statements, one would have summed up,
In
my lord.
October 2023, last year, you made a statement, only last year.
No. So perhaps let's go back, my lord. The statement of, and I dealt with this part, it's not the first time, my lord, this has been brought to me. The statement of 2023, my lord, I indicated when we're dealing with the trial within trial, that as the matter was proceeding, I was asked by the state advocate at the behest of the defense that certain aspects of what transpired in relation to accused number 2 must be explained. I remember, my lord, there was even this assertion that at some stage he was taken to Capitec Bank, I don't know to do what, my lord. This is now as to the information was being brought to me by the state advocate to say, explain this aspect that he was taken to Capitec Bank, and it came in the same correlation when it was said now we must do the 205 to say he was in KZN on the 27th, and then also I think something to the effect of the clothing. So those were at the behest of the defense, my lord, that was asking us to explain this situation. So I disposed that affidavit to respond to the request that was made by the defense, my lord.
Uma khulunywa ke ngestatement sango October 15 October kunyaka odlule 2023 lapho ke ngacelwa khona ke umbuso noma ngicela ke umshushisi lokho ke ecela emuva kokuthi ke ku abameli babo ke abasolwa abacela ke ukuthi kunegaba nje noma kunezinto ezithize mayelana yeke umsolwa wesibili ekufanele ukuthi ilandelwe noma ibhekwe ke kwaku udaba lokuthi wayese KZN, udaba lwempahla, udaba lebank iCapitec. Ingakho ke ngenza leso statement leso sange 15 October 2023.
Amongst the requests that was made was in relation to the events of the 18th of June 2020, which did not appear anywhere from the documents which were disclosed to us. It is then that we receive a statement only on the 15th of October 2023 in relation to the events of the 18th of June 2020.
Yeah, my lord, I was not in court. All I can say, my lord, is that I was asked to explain certain situation by the state advocate, and I disposed the affidavit according to the request, my lord.
Ngangekho ke enkantolo ukuthi kwenzekani ke noma kwashiwoni ke enkantolo mina ngacela umshushisi ke ukuthi ke angenze ke istatement leso ke malane nodaba ke othize noma ke igaba ethize ingakho ke ngenza leso statement leso sange 15 October 2023.
For purposes of the interview or engagement, I'll use the word that you use. You are aware of the statement regarding interview with suspect form?
No, my lord. Okay, so the first part I'm aware, but and I think we dealt with this part with Advocate Mnisi even. There is a difference, a warning statement, my lord, and I think Advocate Tumalo knows that he was a prosecutor, I believe, at
Yes,
some
for
stage.
a long time, yes.
Yes. You prepare, when a person is being prepared to appear in court, you then complete that. That is the normal form that you will find actually at the station. I have never, and I repeat, my lord, standing here again, seen a detective who, when he conducts an investigation, sits down with the suspect that is interviewing during the course of investigation, says, now I'm going to ask questions, let's go through this warning statement. That's not how we stand, my lord. And specifically the form that I was referred to, it is clearly indicated on the first paragraph that is as a result of the directive from the NPA or from the prosecutor saying, go and interview this person and get this answer. So you get the directive first from the NPA, then you engage the suspect, then you take that communication back. It's a different situation, my lord, when the police are embarking on their routine investigation. It doesn't happen. It's not feasible, my lord. It's not feasible because, like I said, even during the course of simple arrest by uniform members who are not detectives, they do interview people on the inception. They interview people, follow up on the lead that they give them, and then subsequently then arrest them, give them the notice of rights in terms of 14A, detain them and leave them there. But the first engagement was not the detective, my lord, or the investigating officer who will be preparing the suspect for court. It's the arresting officers, and they will be interviewed. They will simply make a statement and not complete the form, my lord.
Kulo daba ke layo ke warning statement advocate uma uzokwazi ke lokhu naye ke ngaphambili wake wawuyena ke umshushisi ukuthi ke angaze ke lapho mhlangane khona ke noma ngibone ke ukuthi ke manje umuntu ke obophayo noma ke udetective uzohlala phansi nomsolwa athi ke manje wenzeke silandeleke ngokwale form ke lena ngoba ke uma kwenzeka ke namaphoyisa la agqoka ke iuniform uma ngaba ebopha umuntu emgwaqweni ke ukuthi bazobuza noma babe ne-interview nomuntu ke base beyalandelela ke kulokho azobe ke umuntu loyo ebatshela kona. Kodwa ke kulesiya isigaba ke ila khona ke kuwuphenyo khona ke uyabuza umuntu khona ke noma niyakhulumisana hayi ukuthi uzohlala phansi ubese ugcwalisa yona ke iform leya.
So I'm not aware, in essence, my lord, my response, I'm not aware that when you conduct an investigation, every time you interview or engage a suspect, you must complete this form every time. That assertion, I'm not aware of that.
Lokho ke kona ke angikwazi ukuthi ngaso sonke isikhathi ke ukhulumisana nomsola noma ke ubuza umsola umbuzo kufanele ke ube naleya form noma ugcwalise leya form, angikwazi lokho.
So, you do have the understanding, Brigadier, of the words to the following effect. These words, they are appearing in Exhibit XX of the record. That the station commander must consult with the prosecutor in circumstances in which the prosecutor requires that a warning statement of a suspect be obtained. So it means that the station commander must, in consultation with the prosecutor, in the circumstances where a warning statement has to be obtained, consult with the prosecutor. Is that what you mean? Or is that how you understand this?
No, but that sentence, my lord, is self-explanatory. It says you complete that form when in other words, you document what the suspect is telling you when the prosecutor tells you that go and obtain this information. Even if it's 2, 3, or 10 times, every time you engage, as long as there's this directive from NPA, you'll have to document whatever you say. It is different when it comes to investigation, because the investigation is the police are investigating. There's no directive from the NPA, and that is why I'm saying, my lord, specifically, if we come down to the matter before court, when a decision was taken that I will go and interview accused 2, there was no directive from the NPA that I must go and interview accused 2. It was in the course of the investigation, my lord.
Leya form ke iyayichaza ke yona ngokwayo ke ukuthi nje uma ngabe kukhona ke umlomo noma ke okubuya ke na ke umshushisi noma ke prosecutor ukuthi ke hamba uyokhuluma noma ke uyoba ne-interview nalomuntu kuzofanele ke lokho ke akusho lo muntu ubhale phansi noma usungaphinda phinda ke noma kayi10 noma kayi10 uma nje ukuthi lokho kubuya ke na ke prosecutor. Kodwa ke lana kuleli ke icala kwakuwuphenyo ke kwakungekho okubuya ke kubashushisi ukuthi hamba uyokhuluma nayo lo yamuntu, kwakuwuphenyo noma ke isinqumo esathathwa ke yimina ukuthi angihambe ngiyokhuluma naye.
So, from what is appearing on Exhibit XX, it says that the statement must be completed every time the suspect is interviewed, irrespective of whether the suspect has been arrested or not. We are not aware of that.
No, but my lord, that document is not read correctly. It's not read in its context. I mean, we just dealt with my statement. The first part, when you confirm the statement, is the deponent. Who is this person, the details, and then the signature. So that whatever this person is saying, then can own it, it correlates. It's a sequence, my lord. So you cannot separate the first and fundamental point, which says there must be a directive from the NPA to the police. Then thereafter, everything else is following from that line, my lord. So now, if you read the part that every time the suspect is interviewed, this form must be completed, but you disregard as to under what circumstances, then you are reading it incorrectly, my lord.
Iform lena ke ayifundwa ke ngendlela ke engakhona noma ke ebhalwe ngakhona ke ngoba konke ke okulandelayo ke noma lokho okufundayo kuqala ke lapha yaphezulu ukuthi kufanele kube khona ke okubuya ke ku-NPA noma ke abashushisi ke manje konke ke okusezansi ke kulandela emuva kwalokho. Uma uzofunda okusezansi kodwa ke ukuzibeke lokho kungaphezulu kusho ukuthi ke awuyifundi ngendlela engakhona iform leyo.
And my lord, may I add, and I'm saying this in relation to the form that was completed with regard to accused 2, the booklet, so to say, the one that Advocate Nxumalo is dealing with, which is different. These 6 warning statements that I gave, my lord, there is no such endorsement on those forms. I gave it to them. I mean, I know the bundle perhaps he didn't have a chance to go through them now, but the 6 other different warning statements does not even have that insertion. Be it whether it's both the first and the second one, they are not there, my lord. They just go straight to the point. It's a station, it's a case number, boom, they go straight. There's not even anything written prior to you starting completing the form.
okunye futhi ke ukuthi ke manje ke lana kunalama bundle noma ke kulama form awu6 ke engiwaphiphe bengithi abuye ama police station ahlukile ngiyacabanga ukuthi akabanga naso isikhathi sokuthi awabhekeke uadvocate uNxumalo kodwa ke wona ke awanayo ke le ndawo le angibuza ngayo anayo wona ke angena nje odabeni ke ukuthi ke case number nodaba awanayo le ndawo le noma le part lena ke ekule form iPad.
Amongst the documents which were disclosed was exhibit, not exhibit, I'm sorry, A35, which is a warning statement in relation to Zamoguhle Innocent Mbatha. I'm not going to hand it in as an exhibit, Brigadier, but I wish to refer you to the first paragraph of that warning statement. It's 835.
Yes, my lord, I'm listening.
I'm raising this because you said the warning statement that you handed over to us, they don't have this part that I've referred to earlier. You just go straight to the names of the suspect as well as the ID number, the age, the address. Do you confirm that?
My lord,
That is what you said.
yes, that's what I said.
Yes.
Even the one, the 885, doesn't indicate, my lord, that there must be an indication, a directive from the prosecutor. That's what I'm saying, that they go straight to the crux of the matter. Even 885 that I'm being referred to, there's no entry here that says the prosecutor in communication with the station commander must do the following. And this is 885, not what I gave them. I gave
Yes.
the documents to the defense, but this is 885 that is attached in the docket. But even in this one that is in the docket, my lord, there is no entry that says the prosecutor in consultation with the station commander must do the following. It starts with just one sentence, then it goes to the crux of the matter, my lord.
Nalo 835 ke ola edokotini ke engasiyona ke lo ebeku lama form engwadlulisile ke 835 akanayo ke indawo la ethi khona ke umshoshisi ngokukhulumisana noma ngokuxoxisana naye ke station commander kufanele kwenzeke lokho imininingwane nje ethize bese ke kuyangena odabeni.
But what is contained in 835 is not just a sentence. It is very crucial. It is very important. It reads as follows. This form must be completed every time a suspect is questioned, irrespective of whether the suspect is in detention after an arrest or not. Where any space provided on this form is sufficient, continue on a folio and attach the folio to the page. Folio must be signed by the suspect, interpreter, deponent, and commissioner of oaths. You confirm that. Then you go to the questioning.
My lord, I think let's put things into context. 835 was not disclosed to me. It's not part of the bundles that I gave the defense. But be that as it may, let me deal with it, my lord. This is what this form is saying, and I agree. But and this is why I always say, my lord, you need to look into this thing within its context. Look at the complete picture, because otherwise, and I'm saying with greatest respect, and a certain impression which is wrong will be given. Now, this form, my lord, 835, was completed on the 30th of October 2014. This is when this accused, this suspect, Mr. Mbatha, was arrested. Was then engaged insofar as the warning statement.
Sorry, you say the 30th of October?
Of October 2014. That is
And
when
you were appointed in August 20?
I was appointed 4 years later, my lord.
That's a point. Okay,
Yes,
good.
4 years later.
So,
Secondly,
wait, now maybe we should call the person who actually administered that statement. Because as I understand the brigadier, he comes into the picture 2018. And
Yes,
now he's
but-
being excoriated
True.
for an exigency which happened in 2014. Are you with me?
No, I'm with you, my lord. But it's in relation to the different warning statements. That's where the question
Yeah, but
is.
you see, he was not involved there. There's somebody else involved.
I do understand that, my lord, but I was not going to go through the contents of the warning statement. It was just to show him the different types of warning statement, including the one that was handed in as Exhibit XS of the record. In these circumstances, Brigadier, who should be the station commander? For instance, in this case, who should be the station commander who should request Or who must consult the prosecutor for purposes of the taking of a warning statement from the suspect?
Yes, my lord. Yeah. So perhaps if I come there, my lord, to this question. To illustrate, my lord, and prove the point that it doesn't mean that when the police engage a suspect, always this form will be completed. That is not always the case. And I want to refer to 835 to show and to support the assertion that I'm making. Now, 835 gets completed on the 30th of October 2014. But if you go back, 834, my lord, it was not my time, but if you go back to 834, the notice of right, in other words, this person was arrested on the 29th of October. And we do know, if you look at these circumstances, it was because he was identified on the ID parade. There was engagement with him, with the police, in preparation of the ID parade. He was interviewed, subsequently was then detained on the 29th. There is no form that was completed. You only see the form on the 30th in preparation of court. So how could it be that this form must be completed every time an individual is interviewed? Because even on this narrative, my lord, he was engaged with the police, they warned him according to his rights, they prepared him to attend the ID parade. There's no form completed. Subsequent to the pointing out in the ID parade, he gets detained. You only see the 14A notice of rights dated 29 October 2014 at 2000 hours. There's no warning statement prior to this. When they were then preparing him to go to court on the 30th, they then complete the warning statement. So how is this argument, my lord, that every time a person is interviewed, this form must be completed, when it was not even done on this example I'm being referred to, my lord?
Lana ke uma kuwukuthi ke nanjengalendlela efunda ngayo ke ukuthi ke ngaso sonke isikhathi ke interviewer noma khulunywa naye ke umsola le form lena kufanele ke igcwaliswe asibheke lana ke kule engibuzwa ngayo ku 835 kodwa ke ngaphambi ukuthi siye ke na ke 835 kuno 834 yena ke wange 29 zika October 2014 isikhathi kwakungo 80 ke ebusuku ilokho kubizwa ngokuthi phecelezi ke ama notice of right. Sikhuluma ngayo ke lena ke ekambatha isikhathi leso ke aboshwa so ke bese kuthi manje lena ke iform yena ko ekuyi warning statement yona izogcwaliswa ke noma izobhalwa ke ngazo i30 zika October 2014. Manje ke ikuphiki ngena kuphike leyo ukuthi ngaso sonke isikhathi kufanele le form ngoba kuyabonakala nala ukuthi lokho akuzange kwenziwe ngaleyo ndlela.
And my lord, another practical example, and I'll say it because it's before this court. If you look at Cleveland case 96 of 2/2015, this is now the matter in relation to the arrest of accused 3 by Sergeant Masondo and Dlamini. If you look at the dates there, they engage the accused on a different date, where they interviewed him, subsequently go and conduct a search and found the items that they alleged they found, which is the firearm and the ammunition. There was engagement with the accused. No warning statement was completed. The warning statement was completed, I think, a day after. We have Cleveland case, and I can refer to specific dates. He was engaged with the police prior to the completion of the warning statement. There was interview. There were exhibits that were found. They were processed. I think Sergeant Masondo was here in Dlamini. They spoke to that effect. But there is no warning statement that was completed. It was completed on a different day. If my memory serves me correct, my lord, they engaged him on the 9th of Feb. The warning statement was taken, yes. The arrest took place on the 9th of February. Can I finish? Can I finish?
We'll get a chance to proceed.
No,
but I just
can I-
want to-
Aye, this witness must explain what he wants to explain. Why do you want to stop him?
I'm not stopping him,
No,
but I
let
just
him
want...
explain, please. Give each other a chance.
Yes.
He's still speaking. Let him explain, because now he's touching on another example which he wants to give you. Because we were excoriating him for an arrest which took place in 2014. And then yet he engaged accused number 2 on the 18th of June 2019.
2020.
2020.
Yes, my lord.
I mean, we're going up and down.
Yes.
I have to understand that, because you are saying an exigency which happened when he was not in the picture. He must explain it. Are you with me?
Yes.
Yeah. He says he engages accused number 2 on the 18th of June 2020. And that statement, or that warning statement, is signed on the 30th of October 2014. I mean, really.
Let us hear you then, Brigadier.
So, my lord, I'm saying another example because, and I'm illustrating this, my lord, to show this that this is not an isolated incident. We've dealt now with 885, but now coming to the matter of Cleveland 96, which involved accused number 3. He gets arrested, my lord, on the 9th, as I've said, of February 2015, and I've indicated the exhibits that we know because I've discovered that on the investigation as to what was seized from him. Then the warning statement, which, by the way, my lord, is the same booklet that I'm being referred to by Advocate Ngumalo. It's the same booklet and it's marked A5. That is the warning statement. Similar, exactly the same booklet that they're being referred to. Only gets completed a day after, the 10th of February 2015, when they were preparing him to go to court. None of this form, which has the same incision and the writings, gets completed a day after. He was then prepared, placed on the roll. The matter ran its course up to it was finalized, my lord.
Esinye ke isibonelo ke lana engifuna ukuthi ke ngisebenzise ke ukuthi ke uma singaya ke kwicala leli ke lase Cleveland 962 of 2015 uSergeant Masondo kanye naye ke uDlamini beza ke bethula ubufakazi ke la enkantolo uma sikhuluma ngalo udaba lolu ke le warning statement ke ukuthi waboshwa ke umsolo wesithathu nge9 zika February 2015 kodwa iform lena ekuyiyona le esikhuluma ngayo ke i-warning statement futhi ke imakwe u-A5 yona ke uma igcwaliswa noma ke beyibhala ke bona ke oMasondo noma ke uDlamini kwakungeyi10 zika February 2015 ukuthi ke ilanga emuva kokuthi ke aboshwa ke sekuyiweke la ahlala khona ke ubufakazi noma amazibiti atholakala lapho okusho ukuthi ke lesigameko ayisigameko nje phela esenzeke lana kodwa ke yinto ke nala ingakho ngisebenzisa lesibonelo lesi ukuthi number 3 kwenzeka kanjalo hayi ukuthi ke ngaso sonke isikhathi kufanele le form lena igcwaliswe.
In the two matters that we've just referred to, in the Mbata case and the Mngube case, the warning statements are taken on the following day of the arrest. Do you confirm that?
Yes, because they were in preparation of the court, my lord.
Yes.
But after this, that happened, he was prepared and then he appeared in
Yes,
court. It's the same. Yeah, sorry. Let me just finish up again. Same with accused number 5. On our matter, it was the course of investigation. When the investigation was concluded, my lord, and it was clear now that we must prepare him for the appearances, then the warning statement was completed, my lord. So these are different scenarios. Here, in those two occasions, once the ID parade was done, once the exhibit was found on the Cleveland case, they prepared the accused persons or suspect to appear in court. Hence, there was this completion in preparation of the appearance. Our instance, it was at an investigation stage. When we reached the stage to say now the matter can now be ready to be presented and then go to court, then the forms were then completed, my lord.
Kuyiqiniswa ukuthi ke na ke umbatha kwenzeka ngaleyo ndlela yakhe ukuthi ke ilanga ke emuva kokuthi aboshwa ke sekuyiweke nakuyona ke ID parade amazibiti atholakele nangokunjalo ke nakuyena ke umsolo ke wesihlanu uma sesiqhubeka ke silenza ke uphenyo kusengesikhathi ke manje esesilungiselela ukuthi usezobingelela yona ke imantshi ila khona ke ama warning statements ase eqala khona ukuthi agcwaliswe.
In this matter, the warning statement in respect of accused number 2 was only obtained on the 26th of July 2020 and he appeared in court on the 27th of October 2020. Do you confirm that, Brigadier?
Yes, I confirm, my lord.
Yebo ke kuleli ke icala lona ke kuma umsolo wesibili i-warning statement kwakungeyi-26 zika July 2020 yena kuma ke eyobingelela imantshi kwakungeyi-27 zika October 2020.
In the circumstances of this case, Brigadier, who should be the station commander?
My lord, station commanders, so let me explain it this way. Station commanders are not detectives. They run the station. They are basically uniform members.
Yes.
The inference there is the branch commander, but even the branch commander, my lord, does not, at certain stage, they will carry dockets. But the delegation, in terms of delegation powers, it goes to detectives. The engagement, unless for some reason, then the station commander is then seized with a matter. Because
Yes.
if he's a police officer, then he's seized with a specific matter, then he can get such a directive. But in general terms, those powers are delegated to the investigators on the ground, my lord.
Masikhuluma ke nge-station commander ke sikhuluma ke nalabo kuyibona ke abaphethe ke iy'teshi bagqoka ke i-uniform abasona ke abaseshi noma ke abaphenyi bese kuthi kuba khona ke ne-branch commander kuba khona ke ihlaka la khona ke i-branch commander yona ke bamadokodo bayawaphatha ke kodwa uma kuwukuthi ke kufanele manje badlulisele umlayezo ke enzansi lo umlayezo uzoya ke kulaba ekuyibona abaphenyayo ama-detectives.
In this case, Brigadier, who should be the station commander then? Who must consult with the prosecutor?
My lord, those powers they delegated, as I'm saying, to the detective, the investigating officer.
To
If
you?
I have to, yes, if I have
Okay.
to, I can fall into that category. If the directive, like in this instance, as it was a prosecutorial driven investigation, there are instructions that were given to me by the prosecution, which I followed, even the obtaining of the warning statements to say, now prepare this, get this, those. So I fall into that category when there is that engagement because I'm an investigating officer.
Uma ke ukuthi ke ukhona ke umlomo obuya ke kubashushisi ke noma ke kwi-NPA ngiyangena ke kulolo hlaka ukuthi bengisona ke i-station commander nanjengoba kwenzeka ke nala ukuthi ke umshushisi athi hamba ke uyothola i-warning statement ke kubani noma kulo umuntu thizeni. So mina ke uma khuluma ngisho ngingangena ke lapho uma ukuthi ngama instruction abuya kumshushisi.
But I'm saying this, my lord, I think the word of caution that one should put, it is not interpreted like that in relation to that form. I'm making my own inference, so I don't want that to be mistaken as if this is what I'm saying, because there's no glossary in that form that says the station commander relates to the following. I'm interpreting insofar as I know how the police function, my lord, but that's not the glossary or the interpretation of a station commander according to that form specifically, because I don't want us to move away from what is being prescribed on that form, my lord.
Angifuni ke ukuthi sisuke ke kulokho ke okushiwo ke kuleya form ngoba ke akukho ke la echaza khona ke ukuthi ke kulohla, kodwa ke mina ke ngiyisho ngendlela ke engazi ekusetshenzwa ngakhona ke emaphoyiseni.
Is it correct, Brigadier, that on the 6th of July 2020, you interviewed accused number 4, my client now, at Louis Cobb Correctional Service Center, using the statement regarding interview with
Yes,
suspect
yes,
form?
Yes, I remember. Yes, it was the 6th of July 2020, my lord. That's correct.
Ngabe kuyiqiniso yini ukuthi ngeyi6 zika July 2020 waba ke nenhlolo khono ke nalo engimeleke umsola wesine kwijele iLouis Cobb? Yebo kuyiqiniso.
Was he a suspect?
Yes, he was a suspect.
Ingabe waye umsola yini? Yebo waye uyena umsola.
So, if I had to understand the word the station commander, so those powers are delegated to you as the investigation officer.
My lord, I think
In this
the-
case,
Yeah, but you see, I'm saying, my lord, my understanding of how the authority lies. The number one policeman is the National Commission, but then it delegates the powers. They go down up to the, to the members who are doing patrols. I'm interpreting in that sense, but it is also important because I'm being referred to a specific document. That the document I'm being referred to, there is no interpretation in that form of what categories falls under the station commanders, but I'm taking it, my lord, that indeed, because there are instances, and I'm aware, and I have been involved in those instances, where you get a directive from the prosecutor, you comply with it, so there's this engagement, police, prosecution, then I'm saying in that context, you can take it as that it means that, my lord.
Engikushoyo ke ngoba ke ngishilo ukuthi kwi-form leyana ke ukuthi akukho la khona ke ichaza khona noma itolika khona ke ukuthi ke u-station commander ke kuyini ngoba ke iphoyisa ke lokuqala ke uyena ke u-national commissioner bese kuyehla ke enzansi kodwa ke zibe khona ke izehlakalo la khona nanje babe ngishilo ukuthi nakuleli icala ukuthi ke beko abashushiswe ke kuyibona ke abashoyo ukuthi akwenzeke nike nami kube ngikhona ke kulezo zehlakalo ngiyisho ngaleyo ndlela ukuthi uzothola lokhu kumshushisi ukuthi yenza lokhu bese ke nami ngiyakwenza ke lokho.
in respect of the warning statement that you obtained from accused number 4, my client, it was you in consultation with the prosecutor.
Yes, the prosecution, my lord, as I said, from the 29 or 26 of January 2019, I think, that's when we met Advocate Baloyi, 26, somewhere there. I've placed that date on record, my lord. It was prosecutorial driven, so you talk, you get instruction, you are told, you engage, and then you get directives as well, my lord. So it was all the way right up to the time the matter was arraigned. And even when the proceedings were taking place here, there was still those directives. That statement that Advocate Ngumalo referred me to is part of that engagement, because as the matter was proceeding, Advocate Baloyi asked me to prepare or answer to this request that was coming from the defense.
Manje ke i-statement ke noma ke leyo warning statement owayithatha ke kumangalela nomsola engimele nayo ke kwakuyile ngaleyo ndlela ke ukuthi ke uthola ama instructions ke kumshushisi ke yebo ke ngoba kwakunge 29 noma nge 26 kuJanuary 2019 uma sihlangana naye ke uadvocate uBaloyi futhi ke esekhipha ama instructions ukuthi ke akwenzeke lokho noma ethi ke kunalesi sicelo esibuya ke kubona ke abameli ngaso sonke ke isikhathi kwaze kwayisikhathi la khona ke icala leli seliba ke phambi kwenkantolo.
On the 19th of June 2020, accused number 2 appears before Lieutenant Colonel or a Colonel Rapadu for a confession statement. Do you confirm that?
Yes, Lieutenant Colonel Rapadu, that is right, my lord.
Yes.
Ngazo i-19 kaJune 2020 umsolo wesibili wase eyoba vela ke phambi kwakhe uLieutenant Colonel Rapadu la eyogonyuluka khona yebo kuyiqiniso.
On the 24th of June 2020, he appears before a magistrate, Mrs. Cronje, for a confession statement. Do you confirm that?
Yes, I do confirm, my lord.
Nge-24 zikaJune 2020 wase eyovela ke phambi kwemantshi uMiss Cronje nalapho futhi eyogonyuluka yebo kuyiqiniso.
So do you also confirm, Brigadier, that after the said statements, the confession statement by Lieutenant Colonel Rapadu and a confession statement from a magistrate, accused number 2 did not appear in court thereafter, immediately thereafter? It could have been some days after or the following day of the 24th of June 2020. Do you confirm that?
No, I don't confirm. Perhaps, well, no, I don't agree.
You don't agree that it did not appear in court after a confession statement?
Yes, no, I don't
of the
agree.
24th of June?
No. Let me put it in the right context. The first confession, my lord, was Lieutenant Colonel Rapadu, which was, 19th of June. On the 22nd of June, he made appearances in Pukeng for a different matter. So, and I'm answering it because, my understanding of the question is not in relation to this matter, is the appearances in court in general. That's how I'm understanding the question. And I'm saying on the 22nd of June, my lord, he made appearances for unrelated matter. Then, after the 24th of June, even after appearing before Mrs. Cronje, there were other appearances insofar as that matter is concerned. So there were court appearances. That is why I don't agree. But if the question is different insofar as relating to this matter, he only appeared insofar as this matter is concerned on the 27th of October 2014, my lord.
Come again, the date again,
27 October 2020.
Umbuzo lona ke ukuthi ke emuva kokuthi ke enze istatement kuyena uKolonel Rapadu ngazo i-19 zikaJune 2020 nestatement kuyena uMagistrate Cronje nge-24 zikaJune 2020 akayanga nje enkantolo ayovela ke uma umbuzo ke lo mbuzo lo ngizophendula ngalendlela ke ukuthi nge-22 wayebingelela ke imantshi ePhukeng ungasilona ke leli cala kulelinye icala uphindile ke emuva kwalokho ke wavela ke enkantolo ke evelela ke lawo maqala noma lelo cala lelo kodwa uma umbuzo uthi ke kuleli icala leli akayibingelelanga imantshi yebo ngizovuma ukuthi ayibingelelanga imantshi kuleli icala kwaze kwayi-27 ku-October 2020.
My question was in relation to this case. I'm well aware, Brigadier, that he appeared in court on the 22nd of June 2020 in relation to another case. But in relation to this case, he appeared in court for the first time on the 27th of October 2020.
Yes, in relation to this case, my lord, we're on the same. We agree with each other, my lord.
Yebo ke uma kuwukuthi ke ukhuluma ngaleli cala siyavumelana ke ngedate ukuthi ke wabingelela ke imantshi nge-27 ka-October 2020.
The reason that he did not appear in court after the confession statement, of accused number 2 from Mrs. Cronje, magistrate, is because we're going to conduct some investigations. We're still going to conduct some investigations.
The investigation is still taking place, my lord, insofar as the correlation and collaboration of the warning statement. I dealt with that part also.
Isizathu ke sokuthi ke emuva kokuthi senzile ke istatement sokugonyuluka phambi kwayo ke imantshi uCronje ukuthi ke angayobingelela imantshi noma ke yovela ke enkantolo ungokuthi ke uphenyo lalo saqhubeka ke ngokumayelana ke nokuthi ke kuhlanganiswe ke ngikhuluma ngayo ke i-warning statement.
We have considered, Brigadier, that a confession statement from one accused is inadmissible against the other. Do you agree with that?
Yes, it is, my lord. It is not admissible on the other. On the other
Yes,
accused.
the contents of the warning, sorry, it's not a warning statement, the confession statement, which is made by one accused, where he mentions the other accused, is not admissible against the other. Are you aware of that?
I think this is a legal proposition. It's something that should be argued. It's not something that can be put to the witness. And the authorities, State versus Ndlovu and other cases regarding the admissibility of what a suspect says about another suspect. So we submit, my lord, that is it's improper to put such a proposition to a witness. It's something that should be argued in light of the relevant section and case law.
But I'm aware of the decided cases. There are a number of them. But the witness has already said that he is aware. So I'll continue from there.
Yeah, okay.
My lord, I'm aware, but I'm also aware that when the witness or the said deponent of the confession takes a stand and confirms the contents of the confession, then the picture changes. That I'm aware of that as well, my lord.
Ngiyazi-ke uma kuwukuthi-ke umsolwa wenza-ke istatement la agonyuluka khona-ke ukuthi lokho-ke akwazi-ke ukuthi-ke kungasetshenziswa ngakwabanye-ke abasolwa noma omunye umsolwa, kodwa ngiyazi-ke ukuthi uma kuwukuthi loyo muntu lowo okuyena wenze leso statement leso-ke confession leyo, uma esezobethula ubufakazi-ke ekuvuma-ke noma ehambisana nalokho okubhalwe lapho, kuyashintsha-ke lokho.
We have not crossed that bridge. I don't know if we will ever cross it.
I was asked a general question, my lord, and I'm answering it on the basis of my knowledge, my lord.
Brigadier, is there evidence from the witnesses who were in the house that after the two alleged intruders had left the scene, that there was another intruder who entered the house? Is there evidence to that effect?
No, none of them are saying that, my lord.
Ingaba khona yini ubufakazi kubantu ababephakathi endlini ukuthi emuva kokuthi kwalaba ababili abangena ukhona omunye wangena, cha akekho ukubona okushoyo lokho?
Did you interview them, the witnesses who were inside the house?
No, my lord, with this aspect,
In this
I think...
respect?
No, the affidavit, no, my lord. I think I indicated those that we interviewed. And I think the statements are self-explanation. None of them are saying that, my lord. But also one will know that they are saying in the statements after the gunshots were fired, they ran to different directions.
Akekho-ke kubona-ke okushoyo-ke lokho mayelana nalolu-ke udaba, futhi bayasho-ke kwitatimende zabo ukuthi emuva kokuthi isibhamu saqhuma-ke babaleka-ke bona-ke ukuthi omunye waya ngale omunye waya le.
Brigadier, is there evidence from the witnesses, I mean the neighbors now, who wrote statements to the effect that when this incident was happening inside the house, there was another intruder who was standing outside in the premises?
Yes, there are. You do find a statement of Makaleni who refers to seeing more than two intruders. So if the question is whether do we have statements indicating more than two intruders, yes, you do. You do have such statements, my lord, in the docket. Makaleni is one of them, my lord.
Ingaba sikhona yini istatement noma bakhona yini ofakazi-ke noma-ke kuko ibona-ke omakhelwane abathi babe khona-ke abanye abantu babemi ngaphandle-ke? Yebo ukhona-ke yena-ke uMakeleni, yena-ke uthi wabona-ke abantu abandlulile-ke kulabo ababili ababe ngenile-ke ngaphakathi. Sikhona istatement esikushoyo lokho.
Maybe I need to rephrase this question, Brigadier, for you to understand. Is there evidence from witnesses, that is the neighbors, who saw people who were standing within the premises, not outside the premises of the house, once the incident was happening inside the house? Is there a statement to that effect?
Yes, the statement of Makaleni, my lord, it might not say it exactly as Advocate Ngomalo is saying, but what it says is that at some stage when he was walking to one direction, he noticed people standing outside, and he refers to the gas house, the power, the mini power station, the gas house, where he says he saw people standing there. When he was coming back from that direction, then that's when he saw people running. Some, I think he refers at some stage to 3 running from Makumalo's house, one armed with a firearm, and he recalled that it's the boys that he saw. You know, I'm trying to summarize the statement, that those are the people he saw prior to the incident, standing there, and thereafter, then see them running away, and then the community or part of the community members gave chase towards the park.
Yebo sikhona ke noma ke ukhona ke ufakazi okhuluma ngokuthi ke yebo bakhona abantu ababona ke ngikhuluma ngaye ke umakheleni ukuthi ke uthi wathi uma endlula ke lapho wabona ke kwakunabantu ababimi ngaphandle ke khona lapho uma esebuya futhi ke ubona ke manje abantu sebephuma ke bebaleka ke bephuma khona ke kwamakhumalo omunye wabo ke owayephethe ispam kwase ke lapho ke abantu ke noma ke umphakathi ke nawe kusuyasukela ke uya ngakuhlangothi le park.
This also, my lord, is corroborated by Ntabiseng. I remember she was standing outside with a friend who said after the gunshot, she first noticed one suspect running away towards the park. I don't think she mentions the house per se, but from the direction of Makumalos, but not necessarily from the house, but towards the park. And then thereafter, I think after the second shot again, then noticed 2 more a suspect, and that is where she makes reference of the dreadlocks that were going up to the neck.
Bekuse lokho futhi ke abekhona ke naye uNthabiseng ukhuluma ke noma ke oshoyo ke ukuthi naye ke wabona ke abantu ababebaleka besuka ngakuhlangothi ke lwayo indlu akasho ukuthi babephuma kuyona kodwa ukuthi babesuka ngakulelo hlangothi ke lwayo indlu noma oyedwa qala aphinde futhi akhuluma uma emuva ukuthi siqhumile futhi ke isibhamu wabona futhi ke abanye ababili ke ila esekhuluma khona ke ngomunye ke owayenama dreads.
So there are neighbors, my lord, who attest to more than 2 suspects being seen, my lord, outside the yard and then subsequently then running away to the direction of the park.
Ngabo ke bakhona ke ofakazi ke noma omakhelwane ke abashoyo ukuthi ababonanga nje abantu ababili kuphela ke ababengaphandle ke emuva kwalokho base begijima ke.
We are not together with this person. Makeleni talks about the 2 persons who were standing next to a mini power station. Is that correct?
No.
You just said that. No.
No, my lord. I'm saying at some stage, and we can go specific to those statements if
Yes.
that's going to be
What are
a
you saying?
dispute. I'm saying at some stage, my lord, he says he saw people standing next to the power station.
Yes.
This is now prior to the incident. The number that he gives, I think, is more than 2, my lord.
Yes.
And then I'm saying at some stage in parts of, even with the interview with
Yes.
Stenkamp,
Yes.
he refers to seeing 3 suspects running out of the Makumalos, one armed with a firearm. So I'm answering this, my lord, in trying to elaborate or show
Yes.
that there was a mention of a third suspect, a third
Yes.
person, prior to the incident, which Makaleni places them outside. The guest house, my lord, we dealt with the photos, is part of the wall of the Makumalos.
Engikushoyo ke lana ukuthi ke Makeleni ke ukhuluma ngabantu ababili abadlulile ke abandlulile kwababili ababona ke sikhuluma ngale bhokisi ke yogesi ke ela engaphandle ke la kwamakhumalo noma ke esestradini ke asesho futhi ke uma eqhubeka ke ukuthi ke uma esebawona abantu bephuma manje bebaleka ke ukhuluma ngabantu abathathu oyedwa kubona ke owayephethe isibhamu.
Brigadier, my question was in relation to a person, whether is there a witness or witnesses who documented a statement to the effect that he saw a person standing within the premises of Kumalo Homestead when the incident was happening inside the house. Is there a statement to that effect or not?
No, my lord, I think maybe not to mislead or say inaccurate information. Can I then ask that we come back to this question so that then I can just make sure, my lord, because like I'm saying, there are statements in the docket which indicates more than 1 person being seen. I just want to confirm the position of the Ngashes because I know the senior, the warrant officer, made a statement and I just don't remember the context of what he saw when he looked over the window. So I would like, perhaps if we can come back to that aspect so that I can see, I can check, my lord, what is it he said in relation to what he observed when he was looking from his house to the Kumalos during the commotion of the struggle, my lord.
Ngizocela ukuthi sibuyele kuwona ke lo mbuzo lana ngoba ngiyafisa ukuthi ngihambe ngiyobheka kuzona ke itatimende ikakhulukazi ke laba bakwaNgqatshe ubaba wakhona ke okuyi warrant officer ukuthi uthini ke kwistatement sakho ukuthi wabonani ke yena ke eyayenzeka kwamakhumalo nkathi ayebuka ngefastela.
My lord, may I request that we take a short adjournment. It is 11:48.
That's all.
In the meantime, the Brigadier is going to
11?
go through the statements.
Okay, fine.
Thank you.
15 minutes then.